Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mystery Sports Podcast. And oh my days, what have I just witnessed? What have I just watched? And a lot of you guys, what have you guys just watched? Because that was unbelievable from Man United. Wow. We'll get into it straight away, shall we? United 2, Liverpool 1. What? I did not expect this result to come in. I didn't expect United to play as well as we did. And I didn't expect Liverpool to be as poor in front of goal as they were. I thought they were going to go win 4-1, as my prediction said. I mean, wow, just straight away, Embuemo scoring in the second minute. Brilliant. Great start for United. Great defensively. Then obviously Liverpool having so many chances. Cody Gakpo, unbelievable to not go and make it 2-1, 3-1 to Liverpool with the chances that he created. And then obviously him getting that goal, which was a well worked goal, and you can't lie, it was coming. It was always going to come. But then Harry Maguire, you saviour. What a player. I know I've gave his critics in the past, and a lot of people will know that I didn't like Maguire. But ever since he's had his captain armband taken off him, Maguire has stepped up and he's become a brilliant player. And you know what? Getting that header off a set piece, Ruben Amorim, hands up to you, mate. Hands off, yeah, hats off to you, mate. Brilliant, brilliant performance from Ruben Amorim. I mean, from what a lot of United fans were predicting for the lineup, obviously Maguire wasn't in the squad. I mean, I had it Maguire not in the squad. I had Lenny Yoro playing, but you know what? Ruben Amorim he backed himself up. He said, "Oh yeah, I want Maguire in the team because he's gonna give the height advantage in these set pieces and defensively clearing the ball out or even attacking wise." And you know what? It's worked, and Maguire's gone and scored the winner. And he looked very, very good defensively, and he's definitely well deserved man of the match. And I think you could probably give man of the matches to a lot of the United players, and I'll get onto the player ratings in a second. I'm going to do a bit of just a player rating of the United team, and obviously I'll give Ruben Amorim out of 10 what I made of his performance. But just to go on to Liverpool, I mean, Liverpool was quite. I thought they were quite poor. I think Mo Salah was quite is this season has been very average. He's not looked like the Mo Salah of recent. Connor Bradley didn't do as well as I thought he may have done, and I think Frimpong maybe might deserve another chance. Gravenberch didn't really get a foothold in the game like he did against Everton or maybe against Chelsea. Szoboszlai, I mean, he's probably their well, bar from Gakpo, he's probably their second most creative player. Obviously, Gakpo, he had a very good game. I was very unlucky not to score. I mean, he missed a sitter of a header, but I think it just speaks to how well United did defensively with De Ligt and Maguire. McAllister, average again. Van Dijk playing cricket at the back. He's defending his wicket. Even then, if he's defending his wicket, he might get done off a long ball. Maguire, not Maguire. Van Dijk looks awful this year. Kanate probably had, as Gary Neville said, Kanate had his best game of the season. Kirkez looked lost, and Isak just poor. And then obviously Hugo Ekitike changed the game for them a little bit, and they obviously had more chances and things like that. Chiesa as well made him a difference. But then let's say we'll go into the United team. So wait, before we go to United, we'll just finish on Liverpool. I just think with Liverpool, the way that they kind of set up at the start probably favoured United slightly because I think United were kind of going at them and defensively played well um, against them and didn't really concede like too many shots, like open shots, if you know what I mean, one-on-one saves and stuff. Um, and I just think as soon as they went to the 4-2-4, they looked much dangerous. And I think maybe for Arne Slot, what he could do in the future is maybe play that 4-2-4, and he might be able to get a bit more out of the players. So, for example, if you're having Hugo Ekitike and Isak as your two strikers. I mean, that's brilliant. I think they looked amazing. Gapco on the left wing looked great. And maybe even obviously when Salah gets obviously back up to his best, as we all know what he can do with the ball, he's a fantastic player. But put in the comments as well if any kind of questions you've got or any thing you want me to read out and stuff, and we can obviously have a conversation as well. But we'll get on to Man United and the player ratings that way. I think with the United team, I mean, I questioned it when I saw it, and I was quite critical of it. When I saw who was playing, Mount was playing, Cunha was playing, and um, no Shesko and no Ugarte or Mainu, I was a bit like, "Oh, I'm not sure what's happening here," and I don't know why. And obviously Dalot on the left wing back, no Dorgu, I was kind of like, "We might get done here. We might concede more than 4." But, I think they've proved me wrong, which is very hard to do with United at the moment because we know how inconsistent they are. But it's worked, and Ruben Amorim and that pressure that he may have had has not gone, but it's kind of died down a little bit. And this game, winning 2-1 at Anfield, the first time in 10 years, is like, right now you got to kick on and you got to go and beat Brighton next week at Saturday at 5:30, which is live on Sky, which was always good. Obviously, no advert there. But yeah, so let's get into the player rating. So Lemons, I'm gonna give him a 7. I think very sound game. Should have probably got a clean sheet. I mean, defensively, we could have done better of their goal. I think that he made a lot of great saves. Um, Very dominant in the air, and there was one kind of situation where he was like a yard behind where he caught the ball, which kind of put me off a little bit, and I didn't know what was going to happen. But I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Brilliant performance from Le Mans, and I think that's his number one place done. He's got that. We're going to Luke Shaw. I'm going to give him a 6. No, I can't give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 7. Very well on the ball, just getting it forward, defensively sound. Didn't really do much wrong today. He might have made a couple of mistakes that led to Liverpool having a chance, but he did very well, defensively sound as well. Maguire, I'm gonna give him a 10. Brilliant performance, always clearing everything. Didn't really let Hugo Ekitike bully him or Isak bully him. Brilliant. Matthias de Ligt, 9. But just always outstanding this year. And, this is the types of performances that people don't realize how vital Matthias de Ligt is. The clearances, the defensive contributions, even the attacking ones. He probably should have got himself a goal as well when Mbeumo put a free kick in when we were 2-1 up and could have made it 3-1. I'm going to give him 9. Delo, I'm going to give you a 6. I mean, I think he had an okay game, but there was a lot of mistakes, like in the first half where he's just miskicked it, and you're like, "Come on, okay, could be doing much better." Bruno, I'm gonna give Bruno Fernandes a. This is a hard one. I'm gonna give you a 7. You great assist, a brilliant volley for an assist. You played well, to be fair, mate. There's not much I could really ask for you more. Maybe obviously you could have got yourself a goal where you had that ball where I think it was Ahmad who cut it back and could have just shot. I mean, you shot first time, but probably should have made it count. Casemiro, I'm going to give you a 7. Brilliant performance. Obviously got the yellow card, but I mean that's what we need. Ahmad, I'm going to give you an 8. Brilliant when you were playing, driving forward, creating so many chances, very direct. What we love to see in Amad Diallo. Mason Mount, I'm going to give you a 6. Standard performance. You did well when you were played for the 61 minutes that you were on for. Brian Mbeumo, I'm going to give you an 8. Brilliant performance, great goal, and just didn't really give up. Mateus Cunha, an 8 as well. Brilliant, brilliant stand-up performance from him. I think Gary Neville said it as well. If you want an attacking player, a number 10, that's what you want. Someone who can dribble with the ball, who can hold the ball up with his feet, create chances, link the player well, have shots off. I think it's only a matter of time until Mateus Cunha gets a goal for United, and I think it will be soon. The players who obviously came on, so Dorgu, I'm going to give you a 6. Very solid performance. I mean, no, actually, I'm going to give you a 7. You were very, 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 very good in the defense area and getting forward and clearing. I know you had a bit of a kerfuffle when clearing it and stuff, but brilliant performance from you. Lenny Yoro only played 10 minutes. I'm gonna say you look sound, and I'll give you a 7 again. You you were clearing everything. You were making it calm. Manuel Agate, I'm gonna give you a 7. I think you played really well. Just I don't know, maybe you could have been a bit more composed on the ball. I don't know. That's probably what if I'm going to be hypercritical, I think he could have probably been better on the ball. Benjamin Sesko, you did what I wanted you to do. I mean, obviously you didn't score, but like you were a threat. You latched onto Van Dijk and Kanate. You were winning the balls from the Le Mans goal kicks. So seven there. Could be Manu, probably seven again. Very, very good for the brief period you were on. Defensively sound, getting that ball forward. Can't ask for more from you, mate. And I mean, the entire team, brilliant performance. And we'll get onto Ruben Amorim in a second. But I just think the way that United set up was brilliant, and it was fantastic to see United winning 2-1. I still can't believe it. I throughout that entire game, I was just thinking it's only a matter of time till Liverpool score and then get a second and a third and a fourth. And I think Ruben Amorim did really well. I keep saying that, and he definitely did really well. And I just think Arne Slot kind of played into United's hands by making it a 4-2-4, just because I think United were the formation that we play, the 3-4-2-1. United just exploited that, and basically I think the pace of United, just any team that tries to attack it and commits men forward, United with Cunha and Mbeumo just bomb forward like just crazy, just fast. It's crazy how fast United do break on the counter attack, and I think a lot of goals that United could have against like the best teams will be through counter attacks, and through set pieces as well. If you can have a great ball in like Bruno did to Maguire, then you know we scored today, and the quality of Maguire's heading is fantastic. So you know brilliant from there, from obviously that perspective. And then just on Ruben Amorim, I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10, mate. Like, I think you had a very, very, very good game. Your substitutions were good. I probably would have called on for Euro to be a little bit earlier, but I think the way that we've played, the way that the game went out, we'd gone and won 2-1. Absolutely fantastic. Cannot asked for more than 3 points at Anfield. First win there in 10 years. Fantastic, and I can't wait till I hear what your post-match interview is, and obviously we'll speak about that later on in an up-and-coming video of what his words were, and obviously I just thought it was amazing performance from him. So solid performance there, and if you've got any comments, please put them in the chat, and I can obviously answer them. Any questions, I can answer them, and or any little things, I'll give you a shout out. And with this performance, United now obviously need to go and kick on. They need to go and beat Brighton next week. They need to go and build and build and build, keep building. So I mean, it it's just fantastic. And in terms of the table, so United are on 13 now, 8 games played, 4 wins, drew 1 and lost 3, sitting on -1 goal difference. Obviously, it's not pretty, but we're getting there. We're building something. We're only 2 points off Liverpool, who are sat in 4th. We're 1 point off Chelsea. Brighton are 1 point behind us, so we need to beat them realistically. Obviously, Palace, same points as Palace, and Palace have had an amazing start. Palace were second at one point, weren't they, a couple of weeks ago? So, it's a very, like, amazing kind of game that we're in. Yeah, from what British used to say, United, brilliant performance. I mean, if you're just looking at the table again, like, we're sitting ninth. I mean, sat on 13 points is brilliant, 2 points behind Liverpool. Obviously 3 behind City, and that's a win against City. Or if City slip up, which we know they can do this year, and United win, we're level on points with City. If Liverpool slip up next week, then we could and we win, we'd go above them. And I know obviously we lose the games against Brentfords and we have poor performances, but let's say we carry on building from this performance and we don't slip up against those easier teams and we don't draw and we keep winning and getting points, then we have a chance. Like next week, for example, if we look at if I look at the fixtures, I'll read them out for you guys. Next week, we've got Brighton right at home on at 5:30. We win against Brighton. It's 3 points. We're still on 16. We're above Liverpool. They play Brentford at 8 o'clock. Brentford, if they draw, obviously we level on points with them. Newcastle against Fulham. If Newcastle slip up there, we're still above them. Chelsea versus Sunderland. If Sunderland get a result there, which definitely possibly can happen, I mean, what does that put them? If we win, obviously we go above Chelsea and obviously by 1 point. and we go above Sunderland by 1 point. So, obviously, results need to go in our favour, but we are we are doing not as well as we want them to be because we want United to win the league, right? But we could be doing a lot better than what people are making out our season is and how bad of a position we may be in. So, for example, like I know obviously people will be like, "Oh, United, well, it's that 15th or whatever." We're sat ninth in the league, right? Same points as Palace, who were second a couple of weeks ago. We're 1 point behind Sunderland, Tottenham, Chelsea, which is mad. We're 2 points behind the champions, Liverpool, which is if they slip up one more time and we win, we go above them. And we're 2 points behind Bournemouth as well, who've had an incredible start, and we're 3 points behind City. Obviously, Arsenal, they're 3 points clear and they're cooking, right? So with United and what we're doing right now, we're not in a bad position. The number doesn't I think the number doesn't reflect ninth doesn't reflect the season. Obviously, I know people will be like, "We lost to Grimsby, we've lost to Brentfords," and things like that, right? But it's not as bad as we think, and I don't wanna keep I don't wanna sound as if like, "Oh, yeah, United are gonna get Champions League." We might not get Champions League, we might be I think we finished 7th this year, but if we're 2 points behind Liverpool and they're the champions, right? They're the best team in England right at the moment. We're not doing that bad. Second, 2 points off them, we're not doing bad, which is hysterical from the position that we were in. So it's it's obviously a difficult situation that a weird situation that we're in because the league is very tight at the moment. I think we've never had a league this tight how it is, and you're having Sunderland where they are, Bournemouth where they are, Crystal Palace doing well, obviously, and Villa obviously coming into the frame again after 3 wins on the bounce, unbeaten in 5, so can't really complain for them. But I mean, as well, you've still got the likes of Everton, Newcastle who are on 9 points. I mean, they're not in the best position, but I think they are a decent side, and obviously we know how they can do well. See with Champions League football as well. But there's just one thing that I want to mention about the bottom half, and I think Leeds are kind of slipping a little bit. Obviously, Burnley getting the 3 points was huge for them yesterday, but I think they're just slipping very, very shortly. They're just slipping away Leeds. They've got to be careful, but I think it's very, very tight. This league is very, very tight, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at it at the end of the season and it's just like there's only a few points in any position really, and anything can change within a matter of moments. And obviously, at the top of the table, Arsenal obviously 3 points. They're just going to keep that lead. They just don't have to slip up really. They're just going to keep winning, don't lose. Obviously, City 3 points behind them. They just got to keep doing what they're doing. And I think we know how well City are. We know how well Pep Guardiola drills the like high performance out of them. So yeah, I mean, brilliant from United. Can't believe we've won 2-1 away at Anfield. I mean, college is going to be amazing for me. I'm going to be off my head. Not like that. Just like absolutely buzzing that that's happened. And then obviously we'll move on to the Formula One. So we've got Formula One tonight. That starts at 8 o'clock. Not Australian in Austin, the American Grand Prix should be a brilliant race. I mean, obviously we start with Verstappen and pole, Norris second. I'll get the actual thing. I just can't remember the entire thing. I am tired right now after 2 busy days. Why can't I get the yeah? Okay, I just want to see. I just want to see what the thing is, man. Come on. Let me see. Right. Yeah, here we go. So Verstappen obviously pole, Norris second, Leclerc third, Russell fourth, Hamilton fifth, Oscar Piastri sixth, and Antonelli seventh. I've lost words here. I've actually lost my words. So yeah, I mean, with Verstappen, obviously pole, his championship fight is obviously cracking for them, and I mean, if he can convert that into a win tonight, brilliant. Lando Norris obviously needs to get a good start. He needs to make sure that he comes out clean in that first corner. And I mean, for me as a Mercedes and a Hamilton fan, if I hope there's an incident between Verstappen and Norris, kind of. I don't want really Piastri to win, but I kind of hope it's like Leclerc, Russell, and Hamilton get kind of a boosted start and end up P1, P2, P3. I mean, that'd be brilliant for me. And Antonelli, obviously, if he can jump Piastri, brilliant. Or if Antonelli could, if Piastri could get involved in a bit of chaos at the start, I mean, I'd suit me. And obviously, I mean, I want Lando to win the championship, but anything can happen really. But we have that. And then just a quick mention to Rochdale Women's. They won 13-0 today. Wow, what a performance from the entirety of the team. Sorry, I got something stuck in my eye. I don't know how. But what a performance I saw from there, and a lot of other people who what was at the game saw there. It was just an absolutely brilliant game from Rochdale against the Blackburn Eagles. I mean, if we go through the goal scorers here, Sophie Coates with 4, another brilliant, brilliant, brilliant performance. Her stats are absolutely mental this year. In going into the game, it was 17 goals. Um, Let me just get her up. Where are you, Sophie Coates? He was 17 goals in 10 games, which is unbelievable. And then now adding 4 to there, she is absolutely cooking for the entirety of this year. It's just I don't understand how you are doing this kind of magic. And then they also have Phoebe Duckworth, who got onto the goal. Great goal that she took from here. She was very unlucky not to get more than 1 goal. And then 2 players, Eleanor Ashton and Delicia O'Connor, obviously back into the squad, coming back from America. Brilliant, brilliant performance from them. They absolutely look world class. I mean, Eleanor bagging 5 and O'Connor bagging 3 hat trick is just brilliant. Obviously, 3 of them are getting hat tricks and more goals. It's just fantastic. You can't really complain there, really, for Dale's perspective. And, I just think they're doing a very, very fantastic job at the moment. I think it was a great managerial performance overall. I think the way that they got the subs across onto the pitch, brilliant. And just to keep the players motivated. I know obviously they were battering the team, and you're like, oh, the coaches. I think I could see them. They were trying to get that message across. Like, come on, let's go and play. Let's go and get more goals. And it was just brilliant from what I saw from there. And you can't hats off to him. 30-0, fucking brilliant, brilliant. I'm sorry for swearing, but it's an absolute magical result, isn't it? 13-0. You can't go wrong. But yeah, obviously they're having the cup again next week against Morecambe, so I'll do a bit of a preview on them as well. Because I am into my women's football, and I think a lot of people should be getting involved into the women's football because it is, even though there is obviously a huge gap, right, between men's and women's, it is such a good sport. Though the amount of competitiveness in the leagues, the fight that a lot of them have, and the quality of them. Like, I know there's obviously a huge gulf in quality, but this when you get the 2 top teams playing against each other, it is brilliant. And you look at the professional side of it. If you look at like United versus Chelsea, for example, a couple of weeks ago, 1-1, but both teams are going at it. They're fighting for the win, and brilliant. I love that kind of football. I love end-to-end football. I think that's the best type of football. But yeah, obviously congratulations to them, and obviously brilliant performance for the Dale there, and hopefully they can kick on again next week and get that win in the cup again. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Any comments, any questions, please leave them below and give us a like on the video. Thank you all for watching. Catch you on a bit.